Hi guys, it's been exactly 7 days out of 90 so far for our challenge, which is take £100, turn it into £100,000. How's the week gone? Well, let's roll the intro and let's find out. Hi guys, it's Mark hitting you up here from the UK. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. As I said in the intro guys, it's been exactly 7 days since we started this challenge. We started on Monday the 11th with exactly £100, and the whole idea about this was to try and challenge myself, push myself to try and make money in this current climate. Now, obviously everything is upside down at the moment. You know, people have been furloughed here in the UK. There's people who've lost jobs, millions of people lost jobs worldwide. Now, the one thing that I want to try and do is take inspiration from Undercover Billionaire, where I literally just tried to work with side hustles, whether that's working with other people, going out and getting another job, could be delivery, could be anything at all. But at the end of the day, it was to try and make an improvement on my own life. So that way then I can help, hopefully, my friends, my family, and everyone else around me. Now, when I start with £100, the first thing that I kind of thought to myself was, how can I make more money straight away? Because you know, the one industry that I kind of know really, really well through being the fact that I'm an 80s child is gaming consoles. You know, every guy, regardless of their soul, deep down loves gaming. And the one thing that I knew about from my experience of doing this last year was that there are certain consoles that hold the value. And one of those in particular is Nintendo. You know, if you look anywhere, Nintendo is all over eBay, it's all over Amazon, it's all over Facebook Marketplace. And I knew that to try and get anything worth its money or value, I would have to buy a minimal of at least 2 or 3 items to flip them. So the first thing what I did, guys, was I actually went into my house, had a look around, look for items. So that's rule number 1 for yourselves. When you're doing this, or if you want to look to make a little bit extra money, what have you got in your house, or even your parents' houses? You know, have you got old movies, games, consoles, things like that you no longer use, or you haven't used at least for 6 months. You know, my wife has a rule: if I haven't worn it for 6 months, it gets sold or it gets given to a charity. So for me, I was very lucky. I used to play a complete geeky game called Warhammer 40k. Found still some models from that, even though I finished it about 3-4 years ago, and I was able to make an extra £70 off that. So number 2, what I did was I actually went onto eBay, had a look through all the listings. Now, the one thing that is always in the top 10 list of things that sell quickly is your old games consoles. Now, everybody from the 1980s onwards knows where a Sega Mega Drive is, a Nintendo, even PlayStation. Now, last year when I started this, I started off with Nintendos. And the reason why is because you could generally get the handheld game console, the Nintendo DSIs, the DSi 3DS XLs, things like that, anywhere for a market price from about $25 up to about £75. Now, more recently, they've brought out Nintendo Switches, which are the more updated systems, but still, Nintendo holds its price. They still sell extremely well. Not the old Game Boys, you know, the really retro ones, the ones that came in grey, or the coloured ones, Game Boy Colors. But what I went for was the Nintendo DSi XL and the Nintendo 3DS XLs. Now, there was one that I saw, the person had listed it for a starting bid of $69.99, to accepting bids. I placed in an offer because it came with 2 games. There's a big game at the moment, still has been since it came out, called Pokemon. I'm sure everybody knows this. Pokemon is a massive craze, still is regardless. I don't care who tells you, it is still massive. Kids, even nowadays, you know, 30 years after I was born, are still Pokemon crazy, and it's still going strong, guys. So what I found was this new Nintendo 2DSL, and the reason why I went for this was because I quickly checked eBay of past listing. They sell anywhere from about £119, £120 all the way up. Now, obviously it depends on when you list them, how long you've got them listed for. The longer you have them listed, the more people you get watching. But as I said before, I want to get these things flipped very quickly. So what I did was I put in an offer of £60. The woman didn't accept it. She came back saying she said offers around £65 to £70 asking price. So I just asked her, look, I can pay right now if you can do it for 70. She accepted, asked her to actually upgrade the postage. She did it his next day, and I got it on Tuesday. So guys, literally, I got this, cleaned it up, took photos, relisted it, and eventually it sold just on Thursday, gone for £96. So it's, you know, by the time you take off your PayPal transaction charges and the postage, I made £16 for something that I only spent about 15-20 minutes on. So that's not bad at all. And it's from doing that you just keep churning them out. Just buy, hold, pictures, listed, gone, done. Now, the next big thing that really brought in a lot of money this week was the fact that I actually spoke at the very start about looking at side hustles. So I'm not talking about this being a side hustle. I'm talking about, even though I'm fully employed, looking to see if there's anybody out there who would be interested in your services, whether you've got sales experience, whether, you know, you're interested in gardening, you know, you're a bit of a handyman. And that's what I did. I got in touch with a couple of friends, had a few offers, but the one that I went for is a friend who actually offered me a sales position. You know, it's very close to what I'm doing now. And we actually were able to agree on a transaction of £250 for the week, plus some commission after 2 weeks' work. So for the next 2 weeks, I've got a solid £500 coming in. I've already been paid the £250. And that really boosted the bank balance by the end of the week. It wasn't 40 hours worth of work, it was only 20 hours worth of work. And that works out roughly around about £11 to £12 an hour, which over in the US is about $15, $16 an hour. Guys, if you can find jobs like that, even if it's delivering at night, you know, you're coming from work and you're able to go out, deliver local pizzas or takeaways, anything like that, totally up to you. But even just for a couple of hours, you should still be able to pick up around about £20, £25 an hour. £20, £25 for that night. And that all adds up, you know, over a week, you're talking £125, £150, depending on how many days you do it for. But if you really want to become financially independent and actually have that money that you want to invest in whatever you want to do, whether it's go on holiday, a new car, a new house, you know, just doing that, just an extra 2-3 hours a night instead of sat in front of the TV, it all adds up. So guys, the next thing that I wanted to do was see how I could scale this up. So I already had a few £100s in the account after selling that item. Now unfortunately, the money for the Nintendo is held in PayPal because I did set up a specific PayPal account for this challenge, start with zero. So obviously sometimes they have security processes where they hold the money, unfortunately. So that's not a problem. I still had a couple £100s in my account after I was paid from my friend's company. So with that money in the account, I had £343 over or thereabouts. And I was very, very lucky. While I was scaling through eBay last night, I actually found a Nintendo Switch. The customer had started selling it for around about £115. And a lot of these, the Nintendo Switches, they go for much more, £189, £199, some even £229, depending on what quality they're in, how old they are. As with all Game Boys and Nintendos, they have different release dates. But this one is the latest Nintendo Switch Lite in grey. Now, I don't know why I say it's grey, but there you go. But the exciting thing about this, guys, is it came again with another game that is massive. It's called Animal Crossing, but also I was able to also hit up for the customer for an extra £10 on top of that for a game called Nintendo Pokemon Sword. It's the game that actually came out with the Nintendo Switch last year, and it's a big craze at the moment. Everybody's playing it, everyone wants it. It's because you can battle against each other. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The reason why I went for it and why I bought it is because the customer agreed to do it all in for £137.50, which is an absolute steal, especially as if you were to buy this brand new, you're talking that it's over £300 worth of gear. So I'm currently waiting for that to come. It should be here by Tuesday. And already I'm getting the listing ready. It's on eBay, just ready to go. As soon as I get it, I can take some pictures of it, high quality, clean it up, and throw it on. Like I said, we're not looking to have that or spend much time on it. We're going to be spending maybe about 10-15 minutes just posing it, making it look a little bit better, have some screenshots of the game and play, stuff like that, and just get it on there. Because what I've actually found is that customers are more interested in seeing the actual item, not just with it being turned off, but actually seeing it working, whether it's the home screen, anything like that. So guys, if you are taking on this challenge and you do go down the route of the fact that you go down retro games consoles, or you want to flip electronic goods, always, always, always take pictures of it working, because at the end of the day, you're going to get abundance of questions. Why is there no pictures of it being turned on? Is it in good condition? And also make sure that if there are any defects, that you fully make the people aware. List it in the item description, because again, that can make the difference between you selling the item, being sent out, and then it being returned for you to then have to list it again. And unfortunately, money is time. Now, that left us with just over £206 left in the account, with a further £101 in eBay awaiting, in PayPal awaiting clearance. Now, when that money comes through, that should only be about Monday or Tuesday for that. That's going to put us in a position of around about £310. And there's one thing, an item that I'm looking at right now that sells really well on eBay, and they're cameras. So I've seen a couple of Canons quite similar to the one that I'm using right now that you can get for about £150, £200. And I even bought mine for just over £400. So I'm going to have a look to see if I can at any chance snatch that up. If not, the only other thing that I can think of to try and move to my next target as close as possible and as quick as possible is drop shipping. Now, there's a major problem at the moment. A lot of drop shippers use Chinese or Indian suppliers, and at the moment in time, it's the Chinese New Year, which means that a lot of deliveries are being put back by 30-40 days. So what I have done is I've looked into AliExpress, Alibaba, and very luckily there's a couple of items that I know through my own experience in certain industries, fitness, sports, my wife as well being a sports dance teacher, that they actually have UK suppliers. So what you will hopefully see in the next video is an update on that. Hopefully we might have some sales, but guys, it's very limited output. It's just basically find a product, finding your niche market, marketing on Instagram, Facebook, any sort of social media platform, and you don't even have to buy the stock. You just set up the website, send traffic to it, and hopefully you get your actual business that way. So that's the idea that I'm going to go down for next week, as well as continue to buy and flip items on eBay. Hopefully get to a point that maybe in about 3-4 weeks time, I'll be able to buy my first car, flip that as well for a few grand, and to be in a better position financially. Now, the big calculation though is what do I aim for next week? So my target this week was £500. What would you think? Maybe 1,000, 2,000? No, I'm going to go and try and hit £4,000 by the end of next week. £4,000, and the reason why that would be is because I would have 10x my money. That's right, guys. This week, my final total after everything, the items that are coming in, my total assets, everything in PayPal, in the bank account, and then Nintendo Switch that's coming is £469. So a 4.6x my money, and if I want to get into a serious position for this challenge, 10x my money, I need to hit £4,000 by the end of next week. Already know I've got £250 of that coming in, so hopefully I can find another £3,750 from somewhere. But I'm positive, because at the moment things are going really well. My wife's behind me and supporting me, my family is as well. I'm still going to be looking around to see if there's anybody selling things free on eBay listings or Facebook Marketplace. That's more likely. And if I can, I'm going to be turning those around very quickly as well. So guys, hopefully this is inspiring you. Hopefully that you decide that you want to take up this challenge as well, that you want to make a little bit extra money, or you can turn this into a full-time job. Yeah, I'm loving this. It's a new experience. I'm spending more time doing it. I'm learning a lot every day. And all I can say is, happy trading, and hit you up next week. Take care. Bye-bye.